All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to do and check out an issue that just happened. So, context for you is we're doing the 4 hours, or I was going to do the 4 hours of Algarve on Le Mans Ultimate in GT3 class. I was in split 9. Um, I was going to do it solo, although you do have to have a partner or a driver to register. But I was going to do it solo, so it's just going to be me. Same thing with Felix is racing today, and Dre is racing today. They're different splits just due to the team dynamics of who we chose for our teammates and how our rating pans out, all that good stuff. But this is the beginning of the race, the 4 hour. I'm not in the Ferrari, but I wanted to show you guys just what happened with this and how horrible latency and somebody's ping and internet connection can ruin a 4 hour race. So let's do this. We'll show this exactly from his perspective first, and then we'll go to mine and you kind of see what happened. But it's pretty evident. I look back later. Obviously, this is the replay. I looked back after I quit. Just FYI. But you'll see it's from the get-go. This car has lots of problems, and you'll see it right now. I just went by the way, through him. The race started. Everybody's going. And at some point he'll connect. Oh, he connected out of the blue. Look at that. He's 2 cars behind me right now. There I am. He goes into my car and then carries me for about 7 seconds. Now, we'll keep on board with this because there's going to be a lot more of this, obviously, that the game's not going to know where this guy's at just due to his poor connection. And here's the crazy part, and the question I have for the developers. He's driving through a McLaren right now. Oh. Here's a question I have. When somebody has this bad ping and this bad latency, why is he not disconnected? Is that a thing? Is that not a thing? Like, he has potential to ruin literally everyone's race in this server, in this lobby, because of his poor connection. So where's the onus, on the developer on this? I think they're going to claim that it's just that's how it works. You're trying to connect people all over the world and blah 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 blah, jargon, legal stuff, all that stuff. But I mean, look at this. This guy's a hazard to everyone on the track, and for people like us, where we did everything right, we have good internet, we have practiced. I'm hardwired in. Like, I've done all the things necessary I need to do. Done the time in the sim to make sure I can drive at a certain pace, all that stuff. Hours and hours and hours, right, of time invested to be kicked, punted, and the car absolutely destroyed turn 1, lap 1 in a 4 hour race. So I was going to be 5 laps behind with the damage fix, with getting around the course. It took me 2 laps they were already past me twice to get around the lap once because the damage is so bad. So let's go back. I'm not going to do this button because it's horrible. It's way too touchy. So we're just going to rewind, see some of his netcode issues, or not netcode, but latency issues and ping and stuff. But we'll go into my car and you can kind of see what happens. I'll leave it on there for a little bit and see what happens to me just going around the track, trying to stay out of everybody's way, because the last thing I want to do is ruin somebody else's race. It's already been ruined for me. So let's go. Let's see, which way do we need to go. There, right there. All right, so let's go with let's see. Let's go with I think this camera. Let's see what we got. Okay. So same thing, obviously, different angle. So this is probably the worst. Oh, this is the worst issue I've ever had sim racing at all. Or 8+ years, something like that. I've been sim racing now on console first, but now on PC seriously for the past, let's say, at least 4 years. And the rear suspension, it doesn't show it on the relative there. Just shows I have bumper damage, but obviously clearly I've broken. It was blinking red. the rear suspension, and it did the two tires too in the back were destroyed. Um, Ironically enough, the wing in LMU is jokingly referred to as a paper wing or cardboard wing because it somebody breathes on it wrong, it falls off. Um, but ironically, mine's still on. So is that a good thing? I don't know. But the car's driving like crazy. I could go just a little over 30 miles an hour at max, and I just, this is just all lost time, obviously. Um, but yeah, so one guy's bad internet ruined my race for 4 hours, and probably ruined some others. I don't know. Um, so I'd be interested to find out if you guys did the 4 hour race in Split 9 on Sunday at 9 Eastern or 6 my time a.m. Pacific Standard. Um, I wonder how many of you guys had this issue with this Ferrari. T Uer, U or Y U E R, because he's making moves left, right, and center, and driving through a couple people. Me being the first one, first victim. So yeah, I don't know, but this is something that's got to be fixed. I mean, this is a finished product, guys. This is so. If the developers haven't figured out how to do, and this is not their first rodeo with making sims, they're R Factor 2, R Factor 1, maybe some other spin-offs. I don't know. I don't know the company that well, so maybe you guys do. Maybe you can, add to that list. This is not their first go around, so if they can't even figure out this stuff and how to kick somebody who has poor latency, obviously the game detects it because it gives you a warning and tells you, but realistically, what am I supposed to do with that information? Am I supposed to stop? Am I supposed to pull over and wait for it to abate? That's not realistic. I'm here to race. I'm here to have fun. Neither of those things happened in this race. So, hope this doesn't happen to you guys, but, and I hope LMU, I'm calling you out specifically, I hope you guys figure it out, because you guys charge way too much. I think we're at like almost 70% DLC if you want everything in the game. The base game literally only accounts for almost 30%. I think it's less than 30 last count, and it's only going to get worse as you. This is 1 year into the sim being out, right, and fully released. So yeah, there you go. That's it. Any comments? If you guys have experienced this, I'd love to hear you guys' story too. Just let me know. And let me know for sure if you guys are in this race and kind of experience this with that same driver, because he's still driving. In the top left there, you can see 3 hours and 10 minutes left in the race, and he's in P13 in GT3. So yeah, did anybody else experience this guy running through them, giving him damage, all this stuff? Because he appears to have, he has no damage. The game didn't even recognize he was around because he has the horrible ping. So I guess this is the question I have too, is that how does that happen? The innocent party, the one who doesn't have the issue, is the one who gets screwed, right? And the guy who has the issue, internet-wise and all that stuff, is the one just goes on his merry way, just continues and taking places, having fun, having a good time. So, anyways, my rant is over. Sorry, so long-winded, but obviously, I'm sure you could tell, I'm gutted from this. I spent a lot of time getting ready for this, and with my buddies, I was going to race and listen to them, and it just sucks. All right, I'm going to pause this nonsense. Actually, I could be playing. We'll see you next time on the next video. Sorry this was such a bummer, but it is what it is, so let's get to my OBS and we'll cut that if I can. Yeah, there it is. All right, guys. See you later.